Okay, so we're logging in now, and we're going to run our dungeon, which is going to be Dungeon 3 Skull 2, which is no longer a skull, it's a castle, but with the chance of getting 7 shards, we're going to get some... we're going to run a druid along with the pumpkin duke, and they're both going to get some XP out of it. So in we go now. Dungeon 3, and we scroll across to Skull 2. So in we go. I'll zoom right out. I drop the druid down here, and my druid at level 122 is able to solo this, but he does run out of time. So I drop the pumpkin duke in when I hope I'm sure that they won't split. So I'll let the druid run around for a while, and when it looks like he's chosen a half to run through, I'll drop the pumpkin duke in to make sure that we get the dungeon complete before we run out of time. So sometimes I get a little impatient and drop the pumpkin duke in too early, and of course he then dies. The druid usually finishes the dungeon. However, when you get 5 dungeon attempts, and my champion and succubus are both level capped until I get some more honour badges, unfortunately I can't really afford to have the pumpkin duke or the thunder god die, or I have to play the waiting game, and I'm not going to waste gems on revives, so I have to be a little bit more patient. So the druid looks quite happy. I know I can leave it until about just over a minute, but yeah, the druid looks like he's quite happy on that half of the square. So I'll drop the pumpkin duke in now. And of course, once he procs his ability, everything's going to speed up. And look, there you go, they've split. But we should still be safe. And there, Pumpkin Duke's procced his ability, and while we can't see it behind the timer, he just took care of the Painter, and now they've rejoined. So if I dropped the Pumpkin Duke in a little earlier, unfortunately they would have probably split, and Pumpkin Duke wouldn't have survived. He doesn't last too long without that druid healing him, so through they go now. We're guaranteed to finish this. And the only thing we need to concern ourselves with now is whether we're going to be 7 shards richer or not. And providing I'm patient enough, here goes, and no shards.